All right, short video here on histogram. Here's the deal about a histogram. A histogram is a bar graph. It's a type of bar graph where the bars touch. So you can see how they all share sides. Now the reason that the bars touch is because we are using continuous data. And continuous data is when things like come together. So we're talking about years in this particular problem. Now think about your age, right? You turn, let's say, 36 on one birthday, so your next birthday you're going to be 37. You don't just jump from one to the other, right? You become 36 in one day, and then you have 36 in 2 days, and then you're 36 in 3 days. You've got all these in-between ages between 36 and 37. So it's continuous. There's not like a clear cutoff. And that's why they join together. Now, in this particular problem, we have class intervals. That just means like this bar is under 5 years. It's the 0 to 5. This bar is 5 to 9. So if you're 6, 7, 8, 9, you're all in that bar. So that's what class intervals mean. They just mean that you have more than one piece together here. All right, let's answer some questions about this. So why is it appropriate for the bars to be touching? Well, I kind of already touched on this. Touch, get it? Okay, so they're touching because of the continuous data. That's why. So because age is fluid, right, you flow from one age to the next. It's not abrupt, it's continuous, and so we have the touching bars. Make a few observations regarding the shape of the distribution. Well, if you just look at maybe the first 64-ish years, they're all very close. And then there's this really sharp decline, right? Like the old people just drop off the face of the earth or something. It's kind of crazy. So where are the baby boomers? You know, I'll be honest. I Googled this to make sure I had the right ages for baby boomers. I ain't gonna lie. So in 2011, the first baby boomer was turning 64. So they're about here to here. This is about the baby boomers right here. Baby boomers. So you can see they're getting close to being old. And 7 years later, I would actually call them old at this point. So the baby boomers are going to start leveling off this old piece, right? Well, assuming they live for a while, and they're not all just going to croak. So instead of having this tail off, our baby boomers are going to start maybe leveling off the age. So maybe it's going to become more uniform as the years go by. I don't know. I haven't seen an updated graph. But when you're working with histograms, there has to be an order, right? Because when we're dealing with continuous, we're in chronological order here. It wouldn't make sense to talk about the 80 to 85-year-olds and then go to 14 to 19 and then 27 to 30. You'd go in chronological order. So then we can talk about the skew of the data set. So which way is this skewed? Well, when we're talking skew, we're talking which way does it tail off? And this graph tails to the right, so we would say this is skewed to the right. So you always look at where does it tail off and kind of go into the sunset.